God, I love that music. I've been reliably informed that Dr. Sinister introduced this last week, so I'll introduce it this week. Hello, welcome to Two Fan Dinosaurs, with aforementioned Dr. Sinister and myself, everyone's favourite Auntie Siobhan. Favourite Auntie Siobhan, because I doubt there's any others. Anyway, so, yes. Basically, what happens here is two seasoned, matured Doctor Who fans sit and watch an episode of the series, or a couple of episodes of the series, and we do a commentary over it. The thing is, because we've been around for so long, we know the jokes, we know the mistakes, we know the fun, we know the good stuff, the background, stories, all that sort of stuff. And with luck, some of it might get actually said. There's no guarantee, to be honest. So tonight, it's the last two episodes of Remembrance of the Daleks. Now, we're watching on BritBox UK.
The final two episodes of classic Davros.
Yes. I was going to come to that. Next week, we're taking a break, because we take a break when we finish an episode, a story, should I say. And then we'll be back either with just The Stolen Earth, or The Stolen Earth and Journey's End. I don't know. That's down to Dr. Sinister, how he wants to do that. But that'll be not next week, the week after. We go on to Modern Series Davros. So, yeah, there's that. Like I say, we're on BritBox UK. What you need to do is line it up. We have already started playing it, but we paused it right at the very start, 0.00 seconds. It's just this. It's the little white dot, actually. It's the start of the explosion to the title sequence, and I'm suddenly thinking, have I just turned the television off back in the 70s? Anyway, so I'll say 3, 2, 1, go. And when I say go, hit play. All right. You ready, mate? Righty-ho. 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. What do we make of this title sequence?
Well, I like it.
When
I was no, it's fine.
Really?
It's the 3 bits of paper get thrown there.
Yes. I did like
when
this.
When I was at school, my friend painted me an enormous McCoy logo on board, which I had to walk home with in the wind. Yeah.
Oh, go on, give us a wink. Wink for us, Sylvester. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that silver paint was all worth the while.
It damn well was.
Let's hope it wasn't carcinogenic.
So, starting off on a cheerful note tonight. Here we go. Ace hobbling.
Yeah.
The stupid thing is I can actually hear the music, even though I've got this muted, because obviously we can't broadcast the soundtrack. I can hear Kev McCulloch's music. It was bad. Few days
doing well to carry all that equipment, I have to say, because an SLR isn't light.
No, that's very true.
Oh.
What could possibly go wrong? Oh, hang on. Charge up their guns and intimidate her.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's loading her weapon, they're loading theirs. Oh, sparkly.
Now, Pertwee's didn't sparkle.
No, but he's learned over time to add a bit of flair.
A bit of confetti. It works. I do like that moment. Oh, dear. Someone's going to have to clear that up.
Daleks get blown up in this.
They do, don't they? And we also discover just how bad Dalek shots are. People moaning about it, about on either the Daleks. Well, we explained that on the main show, why the Daleks were such bad shots in that. But
also, there's a very large explosion coming up, which I understand caused an intervention by the terrorist.
Something along those lines, yes.
Anti-terrorist squad or something.
And melted gates. And damaged Daleks. Accidentally. Oh,
Queen.
Yep. Music. I know the music to this. This is terrible.
I've got a model of this one.
Have you? Oh.
Yeah, with the
oh dear.
The claw.
The claw. Oh, she's going for it. They make a point in the book. Ben Aranovich makes a point in the book. And Rachel looking at Alison, especially in this moment, and seeing Ace in her. That's the future, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, Rachel's, well, a little bit older, shall we say? From a different generation, maybe? That's a nice effect, that. Reminds me of a pudding that's been burnt. Sorry, I haven't eaten yet. I need to go and cook, but... That is actually a very interesting shot. I think that is the first proper shot we've had of inside a Dalek. Mutant or no mutant. She took her time shouting.
Those must be very strong windows behind them.
I was thinking that. Oh, they got metal in them. They'll be all right. Oh, this is Sylvester doing his magician's healing thing.
Venusian massage.
Something along those lines. Basically, he tweaks her ear or something in the book and she's better suddenly. Now we're hearing some of the stakes. I haven't got subtitles on.
I didn't have. I've just had to switch them on. I had to remember. Eradicating this planet from space.
Still not coming up. Oh, finally. I had to turn it off and on again. I
bloody love this scene.
I was blown away by how good it looked.
Yeah.
I really was. I thought, ooh, they've put some effort on there.
They have, yeah. We've never really seen the inside of a Dalek spaceship before.
Death
to that level of detail.
Death to the Daleks, I'd go for. But that's about it. And obviously the Dalek time ship.
Yeah. This is like your more regular battle cruiser kind of thing. I actually have a question later on about the shuttle.
Okay, fair enough. Oof. Oh dear. Oh, they're going to need to get a man in.
Weapons, always useless in the end.
I love the fact that Rachel's hair is nearly set alight. And considering the amount of hairspray that might have been used, that could have gone very wrong. I'm talking Michael Jackson wrong. Guppy fish at feeding time.
What's he up to?
It's Ratcliffe. Boo hiss.
Yeah. He's just come from the TV studios. Oh no, sorry, wrong actor, wrong person.
Harlington Straker.
Exactly. I wonder what sort of permission you need to film in a graveyard and put a fake grave up and have a hole dug and all sorts of shit like that.
Well, I should imagine the vicar, possibly higher up than the vicar, and possibly the council. Get a filming permit. I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, this is an interesting scene.
In what way?
Actually, my mistake. It's not that scene. It's the next couple of scenes.
I wonder if that was a Beatles reference.
Cafe.
He says, you've met Paul, John. What were the other two? Ringo and George?
Yoko, I think. Oh.
Yeah.
Alert power source detected.
Yeah.
Right. The Dalek that comes in through the door. Look at the junction with his sucker arm. His sucker arm's knackered.
What do you mean?
It's
the junction?
Pushed in. It's pushed
they all are.
Look.
That one excessively so.
Yes.
But they are all set back a little bit on these ones. They're great Dalek voices on that spaceship as well.
Yeah, they didn't mess around that time round.
No.
Again, heading back to Liz Shaw again.
Yeah.
Bunch of tin-plated pepper pots.
I hope those sauce bottles are appropriate for the period.
Ooh, you ask an interesting question. There'll be somebody out there who can tell us.
Mm-hmm.
They won't be watching this, but there probably will be somebody out there who could tell us. Oh, what's he up to? Look at him. Look at him.
He's listening.
Little git.
She gets around, don't she?
She does. And she seems so happy going around skipping everywhere.
Yep.
Do his men not question the fact they're digging up a coffin in broad daylight?
They're fascists. They do what they're told.
But this is Britain. Oh, who's got a swollen head?
Oh.
My mum used to have this talcum powder called Kiku. And it used to come in a spherical container. And yes, I did use that as the head for an Emperor Dalek before this. We're talking when I was a fair bit younger.
He's a little bit too shouty, the Emperor.
Yes, he is.
And now that we know who it is, the voice is a bit obvious.
I did work out it was Davros before it got revealed, but it was a close run thing.
I don't remember whether I did or not. I honestly can't say.
In fact, I seem to
I
remember
could lie
that
and say I
know where
did,
was.
but I don't remember.
I think I know where I was living back then, during that time. Ah, here we go. The devious little gnome.
I wonder why we didn't get the other guy serving in the cafe in this scene.
He was on at nights. Right, and here we go. The proof.
British Rocket Group.
Yep, Quatermass is canon to the Doctor Who universe, and indeed it is. Quatermass stories happened. However,
prior to us going live with this episode, we've also established tonight that something else is canon to the Doctor Who universe.
Office parties?
Xenomorphs.
Oh, yes, xenomorphs. Yes.
Right.
Xenomorphs are the ones that go, ay, and throw a chakram. Nice period lorry. We like a nice period lorry.
Yeah.
Filthy,
I wouldn't worry about
dirty
locking that
thing.
door, though.
To be fair, he's left the whole thing open.
Yeah.
And it also looks like he's got heads of cheese on the shelf.
I love that. We have the hand of Omega. It's out in the yard.
Right, first little hint. Well, more than a little hint. But we now know definitely he's a traitor.
Yeah. He is from Mike
Filthy,
Yates' School of
stinking
Soldiery.
Laura Ingalls. And of course the chunky thing. Has anybody actually asked Simon Williams why it was called a chunky? Because he used to go on about it an awful lot during the filming. And he used to say, oh, well, I need to get my chunky and whatever.
Maybe
I wonder where he got
he's
it came
particular.
from.
No, I'm not going to go there.
I mean, he had use of one in upstairs, downstairs. Oops, spoilers. And ladies and gentlemen, we are about to run head first into the Cartmel master plan.
Indeed.
Which technically didn't exist, but...
This is the first occurrence of it?
Yes. However, it does get retconned. So, with the Fenric thing, Svartos Ice World, Ace was brought in a time storm. But that's not the Cartmel master plan in this case. That's a separate thing. Still want to know how the hell Omega managed to get it called that. Rassilon normally swiped all the titles.
Well. What?
And didn't we have trouble? And then the way he says, they. It's not convincing.
No.
Now, these are memories coming to him from a time when he wasn't who he is now. Well, to be fair,
fits together,
they're inherited memories. I think that's a better way of putting it. They're inherited memories. He's still very much his own bloke. But certain memories from before the loom. Yeah, I know, it's all New Adventure stuff.
Somebody had a very interesting idea on Facebook I read today.
Oh,
They should do a what if series with the Daleks, and for this particular story, what if the renegade Daleks got hold of the Hand of Omega?
that is a worry, considering how close they were to going, as we'll see in episode 4. It's a thought.
Well,
the thing is,
they. Mm.
the Hand, if they'd have tried to launch it, the Hand would have still gone and destroyed Skaro. Because that's what the Doctor programmed it to do. And then head back to them and blow them up.
Yeah.
So I can't see a huge difference unless they manage to change the programming.
Well,
I do like what he had to stuff.
He had to trick Davros into using it there and then.
He did. Oh, VFX over the lights obviously weren't bright enough.
No.
And wobbly Daleks with a stunted front end. Disgusting.
Big tricycles.
Big balls. Oh dear.
Oh.
Let's hear the new
And now
extermination sound effect yet again. Several times, in fact.
Yeah.
God, he's right up his own arse, isn't he, Ratcliffe?
Well, until this moment, he is.
Yeah, and then he does a great devastated and surprised look on his face. Fair dues to
I think
George
they call
Siddle.
that a Volt Fuss.
Lasers firing. I don't think they were lasers. Yeah, there he is. They were ruby ray blasters, according to Doctor Who Weekly. And first big reveal.
Ooh.
Yeah. Look at his face. That's brilliant. Oh! You see, I don't know what it is about that Dalek Supreme. The silver and black just doesn't work for me, and it's got a stunted front end as well.
I quite like it. The shape, not the colour, I mean, not necessarily the shape.
It's only a small thing, but if the shape was correct, it might actually help.
I think also the neck rings aren't as big as they could be. If they were a little bit wider, the angle would carry on up.
I'll wait until we see. Oh, it's one of the time controllers.
Yes, I've got one of those.
Not worrying at all. When you get your time controller from Wish. Yeah, I think he could be right. Or just the very fact the colouring of it makes it fade out on the background.
Yeah.
Wibble bobble, wibble bobble, wobble head coming. Oh dear.
Oops.
Oh, come on, you can do this. Yeah, it was a great idea in theory.
Oh well, they tried.
Duckboards, that's what you need. Duckboards. Duckboards and casters. A handily open gate.
Mm-hmm.
In the book, there's a dog in there. Look at that! Look at that foreshortened Dalek.
I remember in the book, a Dalek comes out and the Doctor says, it's a scout model. And Ace says, how do you know? And he says, wider fairings.
Yeah. That is a superb book. It's a proto-New Adventure, basically, or the proto-New
It is,
Adventure.
yeah. We get a lot of background Dalek lore.
Which has, to a certain extent, been adopted, but...
Yes.
I wouldn't say adopted, more... We'll take bits we like.
The principles behind it.
For example, the oncoming storm. The Daleks didn't call the Doctor the oncoming storm. It was the Draconians. No. Kashta Kavar was their word for it. But it sounded so good. Obviously, Russell Davies went, I'll have that. Fair enough. Turner Burroughs, Genius Steals. And it is the main show, after all. He's enjoying this bit too much.
Yeah. He's
he really
impressed
is.
with his own cleverness.
Even though he's already screwed up, not anticipating the extra Daleks. Beeping. Okay.
Well, you see, this is an interesting point, right?
Mm.
The Doctor set this plan in motion before he was sent back in time to avert the Daleks' creation.
I'm not so certain.
Well, no, this is the point I'm coming to, right?
Hmm.
We discussed previously that the going back in time altered Dalek history so that Davros survived into Dalek history.
Yeah.
If the Doctor had originally put this plan back in place when he was the first Doctor,
Mm.
then Dalek history only had one faction of Daleks. And in fact, it's the Doctor's own meddling in Dalek history that's caused two factions of Daleks to be around, which has caused the whole problem.
Well, the Daleks are certainly, after Genesis, they're a weaker force.
Mm.
I don't think the first Doctor had anything to do with the plan. I suspect the seventh Doctor thought to himself, oh, hang on a second, I've still got that. I can destroy all the Daleks in the universe. Let's do that. And, of course, he didn't. But he did do something very nasty. I did that as well. I blew up a planet.
It's easily done.
Remain silent.
Surprised they're keeping Ratcliffe on, to be honest.
May still have a use, we're not sure. Oh, and everybody tried to get hold of one of these.
Yeah.
I had one. There it is. The Doctor's calling card.
It's a bit chunky.
So that should have been called the Chunky. Right. Oh. She's going back on her commode.
Yeah, she needs the loot.
And
It's
again,
actually,
I know
it's actually-
what music's coming. I've watched this too many times. I can't do that. My shoulder hurts too much tonight. And also, they've reduced the number of slats the Daleks have, which
all
just
right.
looks cheap.
They're more power efficient.
Nah, it just looks cheap. It's a case of we couldn't afford to put any more on.
Oh, hush now. It's fine.
I don't like 80s Daleks. I'm sorry. Well, to be fair, it's managing what it's asked to do. It may look a bit wobbly, but it's managing its thing. I wonder if that Dalek was properly out of sight there. Right, there's a scene that was cut from this where
You know
they
that regular
basically went
soldiers
and
don't
tried
run
to
around with their
open.
guns like that, don't you?
Hang on, they tried to open up a proper police box, and then the TARDIS was just a bit further down. The actual TARDIS was a bit further down the thing. Sorry, say again, please.
You know soldiers don't actually run around with their guns up in the air like that.
I do, except they're RAF. So who knows what they do. It's the Brill Cream boys.
Guns, they always hold the guns down.
Well, yeah, it's a basic safety move.
Yeah.
Oh, zap.
Oh dear.
Going to get a prime example of just how crap Dalek shooting is coming up. And again, is it them just tormenting them, extending the moment of their death, just for pure
Or are they
sadism?
just full of? Are they just full of stormtroopers?
Yeah. Oh, Mike's given himself away, thinking Ace would support him. He hasn't. This is a great excuse. Any second now. Here we go. I didn't know it was it was the Daleks, sir. Yeah, it was the Daleks, not a Dalek. BritBox subtitlers. See what I mean? They're having the whale of a time. They cannot be hurt, so they're just having fun.
It's a distinct lack of muzzle flash coming from that
Bless
Bren
you.
gun.
Oh, ooh, tiny ship,
Yes.
which seems unable to have a different angle on it. Oh, I wish they'd sorted the voices out for this. Like I say, this is such a superb Dalek story, but it is let down by a few things. Yeah, we'll go that way. Now we've finished destroying the soldiers. We took our time
Had a bit
over
of
that because it
fun.
was fun.
Yeah.
Wimps. I do believe we're now into the cliffhanger reprise of next week.
Indeed. Yes. And I will ask my question about the shuttle in next episode.
Oh, fuck.
Whirring.
Whirring, yep. Brilliant practical effect.
Yeah.
I believe Ben Abramovich, the writer, was given the choice of either having the Imperial shuttle and because it originally was a special weapons platform.
Right.
That
Question.
Along the street.
Question.
Yeah.
It's landed there before.
Yeah.
But the windows only just got blown in.
Well, it depends how long ago it landed. I mean, remember, the headmaster was there. He might have fitted it all. Right, I shall
True
stop
enough.
this. I'll pause it at least.
Well, what do you think is going to happen next?
I wanted to ask that. This is Arthur.
Okay.
By the way, what have you got
Hello,
cobwebs
Arthur.
on your head? Let's stay at this cat. He's going to splonk any second right on the edge of the table. I love Remembrance of the Daleks. I really do. It's my second favourite. I get muddled when it comes to declaring a favourite Dalek story. It used to be clear cut. It used to be Planet of the Daleks because of childhood memories. But it's the old case of familiarity breeding contempt. I've watched it too many times. This is brilliant. But again, I've seen this God knows how many times. But in context, at its time, watching it on broadcast, it was mind-blowing.
Do you think it would have been better, even better, if it had been done on film?
Yes. There you go. Do you mean all of it?
Yeah,
Including the studio stuff?
all of it.
Yes, I think it would have been. Put Douglas Camfield, Graham Harper in charge.
Or the whole thing on location, even.
There was an awful lot of location work in this, to be fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello. Yes, I know. So what have we got coming up in episode 4? Ooh! Another cut scene. Or at least a cut line.
We've got something coming up we've never seen before.
It's a giant hat. No, sorry, the Archimandrite beat them to it. Oh, the Archimandrite wears a hat. Oodle-oodle-oodle-lie. The Archimandrite wears a hat all the livelong day. He wears it all to weddings. He wears it down the shops. The Archimandrite wears a hat until Grendel had him executed for excessive millinery. That's my Archimandrite hat song. I'm
Very
glad you're
good.
not commenting on that.
You should sell that.
Well, Archimandrite's hat.
Yes.
It's only the one verse, you see, and you can't go anywhere else with it after that because the Archimandrite's dead.
Well, you could go on about some other hats that other people had.
Oh, the Portreeve had a hat. I'll work on this, ready for the flashing blade. Right, we need to go and watch episode 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the next episode button, see where we come up. Oh, right, okay. Right. Okie dokie. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Are you? That's not what I'm after. That's what I'm after. The Russian bot is back.
Hello, Russian bot.
Okay. We've gone on to episode 4 on BritBox UK. Once again, we're at 0000. We've taken it all the way to the back. We've got a little white dot in the centre of the screen. And I will say 3, 2, 1, go. Hit play on go. 1, 1, 2, 3. Oh, God. I've forgotten counting. 3, 2, 1, go. Bloody hell, this is supposed to be muted. And Mike, I think I know what's happening.
Your cat's done something with its
Yeah,
bum.
Arthur is lying half on the keyboard. And now he's rolling. Anything might happen. This could go very wrong. I think I need to remove him. Thank you for putting a load of cobweb on me. Get on, little boy. It's too long. I mean, all right. On a weekly basis, it's fine. But nowadays, when you binge watch a DVD or a Blu-ray,
it's fine.
It's too long.
I love it.
I never liked this theme tune.
It's all right.
Kev has not done a version of the theme tune I like, and I am sorry about that. Ow.
Ooh, we've seen this bit before.
I know. I just love him. It's a spaceship. It's not landing here, is it? Whirring noise.
Oh.
That apparently is what Daleks' shuttles sound like. They whir. Can't go round the table, can she? No, she has to go up and over.
No,
hooligan.
she's got to do the professionals bit and
she's
jump
a hooligan.
over it.
Oh dear. Sugar glass everywhere.
Now, if you look very carefully,
yeah,
you can see wires.
Yes. Yeah, I was about to say exactly the same thing. Right, what is your point you need to make about the Dalek shuttle? Are we not there yet?
There's a scene later on inside the shuttle.
Yes.
That makes me wonder.
Yes.
In fact, I'm going to call it. I think that shuttle is dimensionally transcendental.
I thought it was fairly obvious.
I didn't know that was established fact.
I don't think it is. I don't think... I may have heard it once or twice years ago in the odd fanzine, but I just automatically assumed it was dimensionally transcendental.
Yeah.
And it just made sense. And you look at the Daleks coming out with the placement of the pilot Dalek, it just...
Yeah.
I need to blow my nose again. Trouble is, I can't move my arm.
I like the fact that the Imperial Daleks have got their own style of design for spaceships.
Davros moving from saucers to egg cups. Egg boxes, sorry. Hello, little one. Oh,
just forget about him, Ace. He's a creep.
He's an absolute bastard. He's a fascist. He's a Nazi.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you're going to trigger Ace, that's how to do it.
Yeah.
After what happened to Manisha, which we will hear about in a few stories' time. Excuse me.
Uh-oh.
According to the book, those two grey Daleks were veterans.
Okay.
And there's an intense technological battle going on. Cyber attacking each other. Trying to put viruses into each other's computers.
Which is why they can't hit each other.
Yeah.
Bang!
Again, Ben Aranovich describes it brilliantly.
Well, he wrote this as a war story.
You know, it's a case of getting so much more detail about Daleks that we've never had before. Yes, I know.
I love this scene on the bridge.
Let me guess, you want a character option bridge now?
Yes, I do.
Aha! Here comes Fred.
Yeah, the Abomination.
Bert. Or, as in the novelisation, the Abomination. Daleks are single-use things.
Hated and feared by all the other Daleks on the shuttle.
Because A, it was mad, and B, it was mad enough to have a name.
And it was kind of self-aware.
Yes, very much so. I mean, he proves his function in this, as it says again in the book.
If it was the radiation backwash had sent it mad.
Nuts. Yeah. But he proved his purpose, and he ends up leading the Imperials back, in charge. So, screw you, normal Daleks, apparently.
Yep.
Shall we play spot tipping?
Okay.
All right. I see him. Look, there he is.
Is that him there?
That's Tipping, who's sadly no longer with us. He was the stuntman of the era.
Now the size of that
Yeah.
does not match
No.
the exterior.
Yeah. Nice touch. Fiber optics again.
Yeah. It's the fact that this Dalek's kind of wired into the
Yeah,
machine is
can't
quite
do bugger all. Reminds me of the Absalom Duck, the first Absalom Duck comic strip.
Yeah.
Where the Supreme is wired into the saucer.
Yeah.
That was Doctor Who Weekly, boys and girls.
But what about the massive ground defences?
Oh, I turned them off.
Don't leave him alone.
Oh, nothing good will come of this.
Nope. What happens when you go and make people a cup of tea?
Oh, well done. You turn towards the camera like you're supposed to as a good actor. Again, I think this is Kip having the shit kicked out of him. I sorted it out. Okay, so they've got the extra sucker arm in there. How the hell do they get it out?
It raises automatically.
Yeah, but it's still perpendicular to where they want it to be. They need it that away rather than that away.
I don't know.
It's not good enough. Why don't you know? You're
Because
supposed to know everything. Would you mind awfully getting off the keyboard? He wants so desperately to be with me. He's gone all soppy on me the past few days.
The way they jump down as well, there's obviously some kind of anti-gravity thing going on.
Now, if you were going to hide two Daleks, where would you hide them?
If I was going to hide two Daleks.
Two Daleks.
There?
You surprised me. I thought he was going behind the monitor now. And I don't like the silver bit.
Iris.
Mm.
There is a danger of
light-end.
reflecting the camera crew there.
Yeah, a bit too light-end, unfortunately. Wibble wobble, wibble wobble, we don't look like proper Daleks.
Oh, enough.
Listen, there must be purity in the Dalek race. I need you to understand this.
So the Daleks, they've not left a guard. Apart from the pilot, there isn't anybody else on the shuttle.
Bit misfortunate, really.
Neil. No, Ratcliffe.
I'm just thinking of Neil before Zod memes. Oh, he's not give up.
No.
Oh, forget I
Sneaky buggers.
I'm not entirely certain. Oh, and she knows, she knows. Oh, look at that little spiteful face. The sort of girl I used to hate at primary school. He's going to twist his ear and he'll be fine again. You watch. Oh, there we go. He's fine.
Right, you're on charge. My subtitle's getting cut off.
I had one, but I think it was because the character got cut off by somebody else speaking.
Way! Is that a psychosomatic cough? Don't die. The paperwork's horrendous. Oh, and she's got force lightning.
That explosion damaged the Daleks, destroyed the camera. They had to do a second explosion. And this bit's fucked up. They're blown away, yeah? Completely blown away.
Yeah.
Next time we see them, they're there. They're just dead. There shouldn't have been anything there.
No. Well, it wasn't before. And the two they blew up in the street, they were just smoking ruins.
Smears. It reminded me an awful lot like what the Earthshocks, what Simon's androids did in Earthshock.
Yeah, just poor Snyder.
Snyder. We always remember Snyder, don't we? Because it's S. Snyder. Ace is up to speed. Again, putting that.
So does that make
Anti-racism
the
message
Imperial? Does that make the Imperial mutant more survivable outside of the casing?
Well, considering how survivable the first how good at surviving the first Daleks that left Skaro were, and I'm talking the recon Daleks.
Yeah.
The Dalek in Resurrection survived outside its casing. Power of the Daleks,
It
they
did.
survived outside their casing.
In the apocalypse
technically-
element, the Dalek mutants are bouncing around in 0G. Big finish.
That's very true. Yeah.
Yes.
The glorious time when they didn't use the servo motors noise.
Yeah.
Also in the Daleks. At the end of episode 3. At the end of episode 3 or end of episode 2? End of episode 2. You don't see the Dalek creature die. So you could say it survives as well. I think they've always been hardy creatures throughout the series.
Yeah.
Without their tanks.
Just a bit helpless.
Yeah, up to a point. Well, again, look at the recon Dalek. That was not a helpless Dalek. Here you go. He's leading the way back. Well done, Bert.
It's because his room's at the back of the shuttle.
Well, this is it. It's not just that, but you got all the Daleks, well, surviving Daleks, to go back in the shuttle, plus the Hand of Omega. Professor. Oh, no, mine's just cut off there. Subject to severe security vetting of core.
It's cutting off the last couple of letters quite often.
This is another reason to keep tuning into Two Fan Dinosaurs as we critique the subtitling of BritBox. Seriously, watch the Genesis of the Daleks ones. Oh, that was just... Still at the same angle.
Yeah. It reminds me of the scene in Star Wars when the Falcon escapes from Tatooine. Everyone's looking.
And this is where the devious little gnome comes into his own. There is a line or two cut from this.
My favourite line in this is unlimited rice pudding.
It's not just a very Doctor line to say, it's a very Sylvester Doctor line to say.
Yeah.
And just at the right moment. That's a nice shot. Look at that model shot of the ship going in.
Beautiful.
That is superb. Still screaming his head off, isn't he? Poor Terry Malloy.
I like the use of the old camera.
Right, the line cut.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure you know about, and I think it might be available on DVDs. A lot of this stuff is available on DVD. Is Davros, as we know it is. Seriously, if you're watching this and you haven't seen this before and you're listening to the commentary first, what are you doing?
Well, and to be fair, we are doing the Davros quadrilogy.
Exactly. A bit more than that, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Davros turns around and says, in the end, you're just another Time Lord. And Sylvester says, oh, Davros, I'm far more than just another Time Lord. But the way he says it is very weird. Typical Sylvester misemphasis.
The voice
hang on, the lights are going off. The lights are going off. Something's happening. Oh, it's wibbly wobbling. Oh, there he is. It's Ina Sharples.
Yep.
I should have known.
Last vestige of your human form, as the subtitle says here.
Yes. We're going to have to come up with a dictionary, BritBox dictionary.
Vestige. Sounds like a motorcycle.
Threatening me? If so, it is most
Most
unwise. He's so easy to imitate. All right, you can't get the gurgle, but that doesn't matter.
But Davros thinks he's holding all the cards here.
Yeah, man. He should have known better. He's
Yeah.
far too overconfident.
Probably the first time we've seen Davros in a full and total position of power, really.
Aside from Genesis, yes, I think you're right. I do think you're right.
But even Genesis, he had... Oh,
dear. Oh, dear. That to be trifled
Davros.
with. Trifle. That's where the unlimited rice pudding line came from. He mentioned trifle and his head starts spinning off. Ooh.
Quite capable of handling the technology.
Does it worry you, Doctor? He'd really gone for the Doctor thing in this.
Yes.
He's about to start screaming again. Remind me to talk about terra firma after this.
Oh, indeed.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's completely gone now. Bye-bye, cuckoo. I notice his eye now lights up when he speaks.
Yeah.
We shall become
Here we go.
all powerful. Crush the lacerators, conquer the galaxy, unlimited power. No, unimaginable power, unlimited rice pudding. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And pure Sylvester's Doctor.
Yeah. He's just pushing him over the edge.
Oh, he is. Very much so. I mean, by this time, we know Davros is unstable. Far too
He's
much.
close to the edge all times, really.
He wasn't unstable in Genesis as such. He was just a psychopath.
Yes.
If that's not unstable, I don't know what is. But
the Doctor's had centuries now of winding him up.
I will teach you the folly of your words, Doctor. And demonstrate the power of the Dale.
It's the war.
Ew.
It's the moist lips and the moist mouth that gets me. It's quite disgusting.
It is. Charcoal biscuits, I'm guessing.
Oh no, Davros! Please don't put me in the briar patch.
Here comes the rediffusion symbol.
Yes.
Right. Now, there's an element of time travel to this.
There has to be.
Well, he says entering Skaro time zone. So I'm assuming
Exactly.
it's the time zone relative to them, to that
Yes.
section of Daleks.
Yes.
Yes, and also we need to talk about War of the Daleks as well.
The book.
Yep.
I've got it here.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Sorry, John. Home planet Skaro.
Is that the
about
one
to
with the whole
vaporize.
load of stuff about the Movellans war being fake?
Not just that, but yep, that's the one. Not just that the Movellan War was faked, but the destruction of Skaro was faked.
Yeah.
The Movellans were the Daleks' own creation. The whole thing
And
was a
it's-
massive setup by the Dalek Emperor,
Mm.
which is just a little bit. Apparently,
I
Terra
love this.
Nation didn't like some of the stuff that happened in the 80s.
Have pity on me. I love the way that Davros appears to be wrapped in a bin liner.
At least it's not fire escape.
This is brilliant. The speed of his escape is just like, oh fuck, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
It's a case of, yeah, well, when we're building this ship, all right,
Yeah.
and you do
Emperor
actually see
activating-
something drift
Yes.
down. Before
Emperor
the
activating
explosion.
escape pod, and there's no resentment on the Dalek. He's just, oh, he's buggering off.
There was a fanzine story which had Margaret Thatcher going to consult with Davros. They'd captured him in landing in 1963.
Right.
And she was basically going to him for advice.
Oh. Did he tell her to get rid of the milk?
Very probably. I wouldn't be at all surprised. Anyway. Oh, dear.
Now, what do we think about the Shatner-esque ending for the Supreme Dalek that's coming up soon?
I'll come to that. First of all, I want to mention the stairs moving.
Yes. She's pretty powerful.
Right then. Now, this was originally, the Doctor was supposed to build a big gun.
Okay.
And Sylvester objected to it. And said,
Yeah,
no,
quite right.
no guns.
No.
I'll talk it to death.
Yeah.
And I think it works, in all honesty. I think it works. I don't necessarily like the special effect used with it, or the sound effect, but God, that girl is so creepy. Can I say girl? She's a grown woman now. He's really taking his... He's taking his life in his hands here, to be fair.
Yep. Bit of Tiananmen Square foreshadowing. Facing down a tank.
Yeah. Very much so. Tiananmen Square did happen, just in case any of the Chinese authorities are listening.
Oh, yeah, that's got us banned from China now.
Yeah. Screw them. Well, screw the ruling elite, not the people. I don't like this. The sound effect, they didn't need to be like that. And again, they've used Paintbox to blur out the actual explosion. A little bit of colour. Oh dear. We're back to death to the Daleks. Human female has escaped. I have failed. I have failed. That's essentially where we are with this.
Yeah.
This is a nice touch.
This is, yeah.
Again,
I like the way
explained more in,
I like the way
the book.
she kind of puts her arm out. Like, you know, it's very good acting on her part.
I agree. It's explained in the book that there's a proper link between the Black Dalek and her. And sometimes there's feedback. And at one point, the Black Dalek wanted to skip. Hello. Yes? Ace showing good judgment there. Off the keyboard. Dear me, Arthur, you have become a soppy boy.
He's proper dead.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, may you rust in pieces forever, as is said in the book. I like the way he turns.
Yes.
It's very...
on its heels.
Yeah, it's an interesting turn, a very committed, deliberate turn. No,
It's interesting.
Off the
It's
keyboard.
interesting how they attend this funeral, kind of, considering that he was a bit of a prick.
Oh dear. He managed to pause it. Luckily, only 1 minute 55 away from the end. Well done, Arthur. You nearly screwed up our recording tonight. Not quite, though. Oh, you
I like the way Ace dressed up for the
no,
funeral.
No. I moved the keyboard so you wouldn't go on the keyboard. Religious services, not my thing.
No. There we go.
That's a good question. And a very flippant answer. And there we go, as Sinister just said. That was Remembrance of the Daleks. What did I ask you to remind me about?
Firma.
Terra Firma. Yes. Terra Firma is basically an Eighth Doctor story for Big Finish. It's the first one after the Divergent arc, where Davros has all but become the Emperor Dalek and is losing his sense of self, his sense of individual.
Yes. He's being subsumed
by the Dalek. Rather, yeah. It's fascinating. And the good thing about Davros, the character, and we've heard it a good few times and seen it a few times on the telly, but a two-hander between the Doctor and Davros is always going to grip you. Which is ironic, really, because it can't exactly be a four-hander. You're right.
And Davros can't grip anything.
Well, that's that. Yes, quite. We recommend you find Remembrance of the Daleks Target novelisation. It was reissued by the BBC a few years ago. We wholeheartedly recommend that book.
It's been a very long time since I read it, but I still remember a very lot about it. It left a big impact on me, that one.
Yeah, it was superb. remember Gary Russell's review in DWM going completely nuts about it. It was.
And you asked me to mention that, which we've already talked about.
Yes, War of the Daleks. The true story of War of the Daleks is on the Staggering Stories website. You were right there. There's a cat just here. Oh dear, look at this. He's got a bit of a scuffy nose.
Which is the Dalek book that sees an escape pod falling into the time vortex and eventually landing on Vulcan?
That one.
It's this one, is it?
Yep.
Right.
The fact I knew that worries me.
Nice setup, though.
I think I've read War of the Daleks once. It is a nice setup. But it's a case of, you're putting in too much continuity just for the sheer sake of continuity. Saying that, we all love Marvel movies, don't we? So, Sunday. This Sunday coming, 9 p.m. UK time, 4 p.m. Eastern. We've got The Flashing Blade. There might be, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4. There might be 5 of us for it. I don't know. We may have Adam, we may have Dominic. We'll be looking at Trial of a Time Lord, parts 5 to 8, Mind Warp. I'll be looking at a lot of Big Finish. We've got Star Cops, episode 3, and the Blake 7 episode Assassin. No, not Assassin. Is that Assassin? Games. Yes, Belkov. Games. That's Sunday night. Again, it'll still be ported over to the YouTube channel, so if you're watching shit on YouTube, it'll be there. Shall we say goodbye?
Bye.
Goodbye. We don't really have an ending piece of music, so insert one here yourself. See you Sunday.